Good morning, everyone. Dawn Westhaver here this morning, and it's a lovely day out. Still, the breeze is a little bit cool. So this morning, what I'm going to show is I just have one more bed here that I haven't cleaned up with the old debris from the winter and last year's growth. And so we're going to take a look at what's in here, what survived, if there's any babies in there, and maybe I might have to divide up some things. So, pardon me, I'm just going to switch it over to the other ways, so just one second. Okay, so here we are. Now, this is the flower bed that I have that's not cleaned up yet at all. So it's got a lot of debris in here. There's a lot of daylilies in this bed and irises, and they create quite a bit of debris from their leaves and from the flower stalks and that. So we're just going to go down a little bit closer here, and we're just going to take a peek and see what we've got down here. So what we've got, this here, I'm going to switch hands here. This here is a where's my hand? Up here. This here is a hydrangea, and the bark on it is a speckled bark. So it's not an Annabelle, but I'll have to wait until the leaves come out on it to know whether it's the Japanese lace one or if it happens to be cutting from the PG hydrangea. So right down here we've got more of the now what is it? Sweet William, yes. That's very tall. So let's go a little bit farther down here. So now we've got a little bit of a mess here. So I'll just point it out to you. So I've got some of the Sweet William right in here. And this is a creeping phlox right here. And this is more of the Sweet William that's in here. And there's also, I'm not even sure what this little guy is, but I don't want him there. So this is a time that these knives are so good, because you can just pop that right up. And then I'm going to take my homie hoe, and I'm just going to tease it right out of there. There we go. So that's weeded. Away we go. So the next thing I've got here is a mallow. This one here is called Prairie Model, and a lot of mallows, they're beautiful flowers, but a lot of them are very big spreaders from their seeds, not so much from, I don't think that they have runners or anything, but they do have a lot of seeds. This one here, though, I've had for probably 15 years, and it is so hard to get babies from it. But last year I noticed that I had quite a few babies coming up from the mother plant, so that had seeded out. So then I moved them over here, and I'll just show you. This one here is popped out of the ground, and you can see that it's got a taproot on it. We've talked a lot about plants that have taproots on them. So this one has a taproot. So if you were getting this like from the garden club or even from my sale, you're going to end up getting plants that are quite tiny. But that's because with these taproots, if you get them up when they're bigger, it's a lot more stress on them, and they'll grow well. So it might take a couple years for them to get to, blooming really well and that. But especially with the garden club sale, they're only $3 for these plants, and it's a worthwhile cause as well, so that we can buy other things to fix up beds and plant beds with perennials in the town. So these ones here, they get probably about 2 feet tall, and they have a tiny pale flower on them that goes all the way up the stalks and branches out. And they're just the sweetest little things. So I don't know if those I will have, they probably won't be in the garden club sale, but I might have a few in my sale. but we'll just have to see if I can find some more to take out. So let's keep going here. So right beside it here, we've got some of the primula back here, and some more of the Hydrangea or the Sweet William. And this is a daylily that's right here. And right beside it, I've got little babies coming up right here and right here. You can see this fan effect on it, and this has a fan effect as well. But these are a lot looser, these leaves. So that's a daylily, and this is actually a Siberian Iris. And I'm hoping that these are babies from my big, tall, yellow ones. They've been here for quite a few years. I've gotten quite a few of these little guys popping up here. So I'm hoping that that's what they are, but I won't know until they get big enough to actually start blooming. So, and back here I've got, this is a foxglove. It's a digitalis or foxglove. Many different kinds of foxglove, and more of them coming on the market all the time. Foxgloves used to be just a biennial, so they'd only bloom every second year, and they would seed, and so then one year you just have a plant and the next year it blooms. But if you plant them in succession year after year, then you're going to have blooms all the time. You just want the mother plant, that's all. But this one here happens to be yellow, and it is a perennial. And it's easy for me to tell that this is my perennial yellow one, because most of the foxglove have a really soft velvety texture to the plant, and they're usually a darker leaf. This here is kind of a lime green, and when you touch the leaf, it's almost glossy. It's not soft like the other foxglove. So so I love that little guy. And what else have we got down here? Down here I can see, I got my knife in the right spot here. That's a black-eyed Susan that's popped up. I used to have a little bit of a bed of them here, and they got too busy in here, so I took most of them out, but there's a few seeds still around. So I'll let that grow for another couple of years, and then we'll take it out for the garden club sale. And this is the creeping phlox right here. And this is one thing, any of these creepers and stuff that you have, you're going to have trouble with weeds getting in with them. So this is when I love to use my homey hoe. And just, you can get right in under that and pick those guys right out without hurting the plant. So it's got a nice point on it, so you just go down and pop that out. There we go. And then I just tuck this guy's back in. And if you have to do a lot of that, I would water it right afterwards, unless you're doing it in the rain, which could be these days, that's for sure. So let's keep going down here. And in back here, I've got pink phlox coming up. And these are the bigger Siberian irises here, the tall yellow ones. So I'm hoping that that's what the babies are from there. So I've got a few of them here in a nice little patch. They get quite tall, actually. They're probably close to 3 feet tall, and they bloom early, like the other bearded irises do in the springtime. So, and I have a blue flax here, and it gets quite tall, and it's very, very airy. And it's got these beautiful, beautiful little tendrils. So they just keep growing, and they've got a cornflower blue flower on the top of them. Now they produce an awful lot of seeds, but if you trim them back, you probably won't get too many babies coming up. I don't actually see any babies coming up from this one, but I have it out front, and I know there's babies coming up out there. So, and I've got some more creeping phlox right here. Now, this one and the other one, I think, are pink, just because of the coloration of the leaf on it. That it could be the mauve. I have mauve, I have pink, and I have white. And the white is really easy to tell because it's just a nice green. It doesn't have a nice bright green. It's not dark with this this kind of pink tinge to it here. And this here is the Autumn Joy sedum. Sorry, this is the Autumn Joy sedum. So that's a beautiful one for the fall. And the butterflies absolutely love it, especially the painted ladies in the fall. And a lot of people get those mixed up with monarchs, but they look almost like a moth. They're just the most interesting looking little plant, I'll tell you. Or not plant, bee, moth. Anyways, let's keep going down here. So this here one is an Annabelle. And I can tell that because of the coloration on the stem and the color of the buds coming out here. So, and what else do we have? Well, we've got a big mess back there, so I'm going to clean that all up. But I have some white phlox, and this is the tall phlox right here. This one here. And this one is called David. And phlox sometimes has a tendency to go mildew, and you can spray them and to try and cut down on the mildew. And some of the varieties are mildew resistant, and David is one of the ones that's mildew resistant. So, and then another plant that I've got here is Jacob's Ladder, and this one here is blue. I think it's midnight blue, but I'm not sure. And I know it's a blue. I did that from seed years ago. And they also come in white, I know. I think there's a couple shades of blue, and then there's white as well. And now down beside, right here, if I can see where my knife is, there we are. This is a geranium, a perennial geranium. And I know that this one is white because of the coloration on the leaves, that there is no dark tinge to it whatsoever. And that came from the mother plant that's right over there, right there. So we're going to come back here, and I'm going to show you right beside it here. This is also a foxglove, and I don't know what color this one will be. It'll probably be peach, I think. Now that guy came from last year, so I'm going to get a blossom off of that one this year. And the leaf structure on it is really soft and fuzzy. So, and it has a different coloration on it. And foxglove are absolutely gorgeous. I love them. Love, love, love them. Okay, what else have we got going down here? So, in back here we have the white phlox. And then back here, a little bit further, I'll take you in. So right here, this is Maltese Cross right here. And that gets quite tall also. A lot of things I have in my garden are either really tall or they're ground cover. And it has an orangey red blossom on it. And right beside it is a ligularia. Now that likes a little bit of a wetter area. And it likes to be somewhat in the shade as well, because the leaves will go really limp in the strong sunshine and the heat of the day. And this one's called Old Fellow. No, just a second. No, this is not. This is the Rocket, I think. And it has a rocket of orangey yellow flower on it. So it goes really well with the Maltese Cross. And then I have a daylily, pardon me, I have a daylily that's right in front of it. And this one here is Burgundy, and it has a really ochre-y, orangey yellow eye in it. And this area here is one of my favorite areas in the garden, because they all bloom at the same time. That was by luck, not by intention, I'll tell you. That's for sure. But that's what happens in a garden. You get more luck than you do intention, I think, when you plant things maybe in the wrong place or whatever, and you find out you really like it. So anyways, let's keep going here. So And this is more phlox right here, but this is my pink phlox right here. And I can tell, of course, because of the coloration on the leaves and that. So, oh, and there's just one more that I want to show you here. And this here, this is another one. Where am I? This is another one that has a really big taproot. And this is a globe thistle. And this is fall. And it has a thistle, globe thistle on it, probably about 1.5 inches or 2 inches sometimes, the blossom on it. And this has that silvery leaf on it. And with the taproot, anything that has that silver leaf on it and has a taproot, it's going to serve you well through drought. So if you have an area that you have to water a lot, try and do some of the xeriscaping with plants that have that silver foliage on it, because those ones are the ones that don't need as much water, and a lot of them have those taproots so that they can survive and get a drink from way down into the soil. So anyways, I think that's it for me today. And if anyone is looking for something in particular for the plant sale, I'm going to be doing a video. I'm just going to turn this back around. So I'm going to be doing a video after we get all of the plants here for the plant sale. We're going to post what we have available. And also I'm going to do a walk around video and talk to you about all of the different plants that we have. And I can let you know if it's for sun or shade and how tall it gets, all those kinds of things, the colors that they come in, what we have as a color. And then you guys can start making some a list for us if you want any of the stuff that we have. So we're hoping that we're going to get that up by this weekend, and that will give us a week to make sure that we have everything sorted out, and then we'll let you know how we're going to do the transactions and everything, and you'll know what you got on your order. So anyways, take care, guys. It's a gorgeous day. Don't put your plants out if they're sensitive plants. You can put them out. Don't put them out for any more than about 15 minutes today. I know it's warm and it's going to be sunny and stuff, but you've got to harden them off, so you don't want to burn them. And that's what'll happen. They'll either get wind burnt with some of the wind that we have, or else it's too much sun for them if you've had them inside. And so you want to be careful with them, and just take them out a little bit longer every day until they're able to come out and be out all the time. So anyways, take care and have a great day, and thanks for stopping by. Bye now.